We are here with Justin. Justin is a drum tech for
Story of the Year.
and also
Atreyu.
any more?
I've worked for other bands. I worked for Pop Evil, Break Benjamin, I think Crown the Empire.
Okay.
And
Okay, I was on tour with
these
Pop
guys?
Evil. No, with Pop Evil. They were a buy-on with one of the ones that we were on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, way
Oh.
back in the day.
They were great. They were awesome. Awesome group. Awesome group. The crew was probably one of my ultimate crews I've ever worked for.
Who's your favorite band to tour with and your least favorite? And give us the intimate stories of stuff.
Oh, yeah, right. They're all amazing. My least favorite, not a damn one of them. I like to keep my job.
Exactly.
The intimate stories, they're all just stellar human beings. No one farts, no one burps, no one does it.
All amazing drummers.
All amazing drummers.
Fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. Guitars are always perfect. Everything's incredible. Like,
Exactly.
there's no...
Every day is a happy day.
Yeah, there's no problems on the
There's
road.
nothing.
No.
Not one.
Yeah.
So my channel typically is audio, guys, but we've been going more into the other sides of touring, and touring is really, there's a lot of different facets, and I think people have been fascinated by the other sides of it. And what I've noticed that people just think the drums show up and the drummer sets it up, and they do in the beginning, obviously,
Yeah,
for it. But
100%.
once you grow, you get to actually a drum tech.
Yeah.
And typically the drum techs are drummers. Are you a drummer, or
Yep.
are you one of
Yep.
those two?
Yeah. Failed musician. That's what they call.
As we all are.
Yeah, exactly. When you all of a sudden settle for less.
Do me a favor. Explain to me, what is a drum tech?
A guy who comes in, sets up the kit, polishes, cleans, tunes, makes sure the drummer is as solid as possible.
Okay.
At his peak performance. So sticks go flying, you get sticks. Cymbal breaks, you come up, you swap the cymbal out.
Yeah.
Anything falls, you're his eyes, you're his ears, you're watching, you got in-ears on, you're listening for tones.
So you're not just setting up and walking away.
No,
You're actually there the whole time.
Yeah, you're the whole set. A lot of times you'll either sit behind the drummer, depending on the sides, the stage sizes. You can either sit behind them. I usually sit stage left or behind monitor world.
Okay.
And yeah, I got in-ears in. I'm listening to everything, making sure drums are still sounding as good as they were at the beginning. If not, if I hear any kind of discrepancies, I'll come up, I'll do my tweaks. Even if he's performing, I'll still get up there, I'll do a little something. Usually a snare, one of these lugs where most of the guys are hitting constantly will drop. So it'll go loose. You just come up, give him a little cha-cha-cha, snares back into it.
Let me ask you this. So for tuning, are you actually tuning to a note or?
This is mainly ears. He likes tubby, huge toms, Led Zeppelin in a sense. So this is just loose.
So how much of it is what you think sounds good and what the artist thinks sound good? Are you just taking what he wants and implementing that, or to the record, or?
To the record as well. You listen to the record and then listen to what he wants. His feel, obviously, the record might sound higher in pitch.
Sure.
And so he might like a tubbier feel for the top tom, for the top batter, for these batter heads.
Okay.
He might want them a little looser, so he runs around. He might want them tighter, so that way if he's doing like 30-second note fills or something crazy, if he's going around with a bunch of notes in one place, you want it tight so you get that real quick rebound.
What is the most common mistake that you see drum techs doing? Or what was one of the hardest things for you to learn getting into
Snare.
it? Okay.
The snare. Again, with some drummers, they just want to crack. So you already know, tune that thing to its highest peak almost, figure out a sweet spot. If it sounds good to him, awesome. Some drummers are more finicky and they want body, they want, they want the natural sound of the shell, they want all these different tones. So then you have to get into like just learning this whole snare, finding out about the snare wires, finding out the bed, the metal, the heads on it that'll make it sound as best as possible. So when you get those drummers, it gets a little, and that was something for me when I was working for this Jason from Ted Nugent. He was a guy who was very meticulous about his snare drum, and so it took me a long time to get it, and it drove me absolutely. Once I got it, I was like, yes, fine. Yeah, last day of tour, yay.
What do you think is the perfect snare drum sound? Do you like the snap one? Do you like a shotgun? Do you want what is in your perfect world?
I mean, I always think about like in a room throwing a tennis ball at a fucking wall, and there's this weird sound. Mario Duplantier has it. He has this snare sound that I'm just like, oh my God, live on a record anywhere. And for some reason, it's like, it reminds me of maybe a stick on like a tetherball pole. You remember tetherball back in the day when you hit that? Like a stick to a tetherball pole, or a tennis ball in a room just chucked at a wall. Combine those two and you have like this. And the person that I can pinpoint is like Mario Duplantier. That snare sound that gentleman has is incredible.
All right, next question. I play drums and I've tuned drums. My hardest thing when tuning drums is getting rid of the ringing sound in toms. What's the trick to it? How do you make the toms sound
balls.
good? Cotton balls?
Yeah, look in there.
There's cotton balls. I've never seen that.
So the cotton balls will bounce up and then they'll bounce back down. Usually where you're getting most of your ring is down here in your resonant head. Batter for feel, reso for tone. So this thing usually will take off. So you can dampen it. This guy takes off a little much. These are color tone. They're a little finicky head. So I have a piece of tape on it along with the cotton balls, and these things just cut. Boom, boom, boom. They don't go boom. You know, for an hour. They snap and they're short. So front of house loves it. You know. Same with the kick. It's fully padded. It's got like a 10-pound pillow. There's like this pillow in there that's weighted up on the front to just make it. Heads are tight because he likes a tight front head. So heads are tight on that, but very damped. So it's short attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite drum set?
There's so many. I have DW tattooed on my body. I'm a DW fan. I love it. But like touring, Tama has just the hardware, the way they make their shit, the durability. It looks like you could just throw it off a mountain, the whole kit, and then just go back down and play it. You know, like it wouldn't matter. It would just set up and probably still be in tune. You know, it just
most
looks.
Overrated drum set.
Goddamn. It might be you guys.
Okay, what do you think is the most underrated drum set?
Oh God. PDP.
Okay.
I think they're making like the most quality cheap kit.
Okay.
You know.
Perfect size kick drum.
Oh. At this point, I'm thinking it's 22 by 14.
Really?
Yeah. This dude on this has a Rogers 22 by 14.
Okay.
And it just gave me chills. It is so. I'm like, whoa. It just. So short, so attacky, and so short.
Yeah.
It doesn't have like the depth that this 20 does. It, you know, it has all that room, all that air, so it's still gonna have, you know, this thing just shot. It's insane, and every day I'm just listening to it like, oh my, a 14? Would I be interested?
Okay.
Like, huh? And now I'm thinking about buying a 22 by 14 inch kick just to check it out.
Light, medium, dark. What's your flavor?
I used to. When I was playing, I use Peisty, so I was using like Rudes and really thick stuff. I think it's not smart for rooms like this. Maybe in arenas and shit. So light, thin, easy. It's all gonna cut, you know. It's like you got microphones. You're in this room, so to have like ride cymbals all over this thing, thick rides that you're just hitting is almost like, I don't know, it doesn't have, it used to have this quality to me where I was like, yeah, I gotta have rude cymbals that are massive and a China that just eats the whole, but now you don't hear the guitars anymore, you don't hear the vocals, you're barely hearing the drums, you know, because the cymbals are so loud, it's eating the snare, which is, you know, should be the main focal point, but.
Well, let me ask you this. Say somebody's watching this and they're a drummer and they would love to be a drum tech one day and get on tour. What advice would you give them to be able to be in your position one day?
Oh man, make friends, network. That's how I got this whole thing. Yeah, it was all networking. It was from bands that I toured with, offered me a gig after I left my band. So just networking, keeping that network, that Rolodex constantly going to making the phone call. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to be the guy who calls. I'm always the guy who calls. Who gives a call? You know, be the guy who calls. If no one's calling you, make sure you call. You know, a lot of people want to sit on their ass and make excuses as to why they can't get the job they want or do the life that they want. So you just got to be proactive. Get it. There is nothing holding. If somebody wants to be a drum tech, the only thing you can do, get a job at a venue. You know, meet drummers, meet touring drummers. Hang out at the back of a damn bus. Go to the bar. You know, we all go out at the end of the night. Go to the local bar, the closest bar to a show, and find a crew guy and make friends, make homies, and then just build that relationship. Next thing you know, if you want it, you'll get it. It's just about networking in here. Everybody. That's how Bon got the gig, just by being a friend. They were like, hey, you're gonna be our guitar tech now. He's like, what? Yeah, you're coming. Okay, cool. And I was like one of the raddest guitar techs in the industry, you know, like started from just, hey, come with me. So it's just, I think networking. If you want it, you'll get it. As a drummer, as a drum tech, as a guitar tech, there's so many aspects to this life. You fucking gaffer. You could be a gaffer, dude who just runs tape. You know, they make fucking insane money. You could be a playback engineer. You could be a drum tech. You could be a fucking monitor. There's just so many. So,
all right, last question. If you could be a drum tech for any band right now, touring right now, who's the dream?
Gojira. Mario Duplantier, Gojira. Yeah, that would just make my
Thank you so
my
much for
damn
your time,
life.
man.
Appreciate
I
it.
appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, no problem.